Bonjour, bonjour, Blackburn Rovers back in action this coming weekend with a brand new manager. Will we get that new manager bounce? We'll take a look at it, all of it, next. That's right, folks, back once again with another match preview. Looking forward to Rovers taking on Norwich this coming weekend. That's right, early bloody kickoff, and we'll get to it in a second. If you know where you've been, smash your subscribe button. You want some shot for Blackburn Rovers, World Football, Championship Football. We're going to all hear under Roverseas. That's right, Valerian Ishmael is the governor, taking on a very, very tricky Norwich City. That's right, both sides trying to get themselves a little bit closer to playoff placement. Rovers currently in that top six. Norwich could close the door to getting into the top six themselves. We'll take a look at it, all of it in a second. Big shout out to the members, big shout out to the Patreons. You know who you are. So let's preview the game then, shall we? We'll kick it off this coming Saturday, 12:30 kickoff for you guys in the UK. 7:30 for me. Early door, that's right. Now, over the course of, I don't know what we're looking at here, 30-odd years, something like that, 32 years. Rovers and Norwich have played 27 times. There's been 8 wins for Rovers, 9 wins for Norwich. There's been 10 draws between the two sides. Rovers coming into this on the back of 50% form. That's winning 3 and losing 3 over the last 6. And we do sit 6th right now with 51 points. Norwich come into this on the back of just 1 defeat in the last 6. They are 10th in the table, 47 points for the season, and they could be clicking into gear at just the right time. Over the course of those 27 matches, Rovers do have a 3-0 win on our records. We actually scored more goals than Norwich have over the course of those games, 1.52 points per match, compared to Norwich, who do have 4-1 win on their records. They have scored 39 goals with a 1.44 points per match ratio. Let's take a little look then at where it's not good. It is not good. Over the last 6, it doesn't look too bad, does it? Here for Blackburn Rovers' point of view, we over the last 6 we've won 3 and lost just the once. There's been a couple of draws as well, so pretty good, you would imagine. Yeah, that's right. But that's both here at Ewood and at Norwich. If you want to look at the at the Ewood games, look at this shit show. We haven't won in the last 6. It's bloody Norwich's ground. They love it. They love it coming in here to Ewood. They haven't lost in the last 6 matches. How the fuck does that work? I don't even know. But last time around, it was a 1-1 draw. That was back on February. It was around about this time last year. It was a 1-1 draw. Dom Hyam equalising after Marcelo Ninos. I think it was a free kick. I remember it quite well. Was that the scorpion kick? I don't even know. Meanwhile, but besides all that, not much going right for Rovers. Pookie was a bit of a nightmare against us. He's no longer here. And then we have to roll back the years. Even Bradley Johnson was on the score sheet. We have Anthony Stones on the score sheet. Goodness gracious me. But if we want to roll back the years through the last 10, again, we're looking for green here. We've only lost once of the last, we look at 2, 4, 6, 7 games. But realistically, only 2 of those last 7 have been at Ewood Park. So we like to go to Carrow Road. They like to go to here. That's what it looks like. If we roll it back even further, folks, the last 34 matches, Rovers have won 12. There's been 10 wins of Norwich, and there's been 12 draws. And we've scored 59 goals compared to their 47. So that's the tail of the tape for that. What about the squads itself? Let's break them down then, shall we? Of course, Rovers coming into this with a squad of around about 52 million euros. Norwich pretty much doubled that, 93 million euro. They average around about 3.3 million euros a player compared to our 1.95. They have a much younger squad than we do. 24.3 is the average age compared to our 27.2. They have more national team players, more youth national team players, and more foreigners than we do. But what they don't have is this guy. That's right. Valerian Ishmael is now here, of course, 49 years of age. He's 13 years senior of Jonas Turrup, who is the Norwich coach. Ishmael comes in here with a points per match ratio of 1.70. His record against Norwich is okay, 50-50, winning 2, losing 2, and drawing the 1 with a 1.40 points per match against the Canaries. Turrup, of course, coming in here with a success rate of 1.63. His record against Rovers is just the 1 game. It was drawn earlier in the season over at Carrow Road. Star men under the books right here, right now, is Tyree Stone. It is Callum Doyle. When I say star man, I mean the most valuable player. According to, when I say valuable, I mean cost. But this is opinion-based. It's not my opinion. It's just transfer market opinion. Of course, Callum Doyle is a centre-back, valued around 15 million euros. I think he's on loan from Man City. Rovers, of course, with Tyree Stone, whose contract does expire at the end of the season, because question marks. Take a look then at the squads. This is Blackburn Rovers. Maybe. Of course, new manager, reinvent the wheel, perhaps. what we have been led to believe by the press and the media, whatever, and the questions and the interviews, is that he's not going to tinker too much. He's going to try and stick to what has been laid upon him beforehand. But the last game out against Swansea, there was some question marks. Pears was a bit shitty, conceding 3 goals. One of them was an absolute howler. Sanderson also a little bit shitty as well. So maybe those positions could be up for grabs. More about the middle of the park. We're going to get a bit. Is Tronstad coming back? I think he's played midweek, or he was in and around it midweek. So yeah, a lot of question marks to be said. But these are the boys that are in consideration. Pickering and Owen Beck are getting back as well. So maybe some more options on the left-hand side, and maybe we might even see Owen Beck push further forward into midfield. We've got the likes of Buckley, of course, who could come in, JRC as well. You've got to impress the coach here in your first training session. And then up top, Dennis did get a run out last time around. Yuki was on the bench last week, didn't see him. No place for Dubrio. There wasn't anything for Dubry as well. So we got numbers up top. We just got to find that right formula now to get the result. Speaking of formula, well, folks, I've gone with this. This is my lineup. It is pairs between 6, Ribeiro, Hyam, Carter and Britton. Carter is back. He did play a game for the youngsters. It might be a bit too soon, but I think now's the time. If Bath's not fit, I think we go Carter. Travis and then Buckley in the middle of the park. Again, a bit more pace, a bit more creativity in the middle of the park. It might. Well, we'll see. We'll see what Valerie Ishmael goes within that centre midfield partnership with Travis. Does he go cautious with Forshaw? Does he be a bit more bold with Buckley? That could be a signifier of what we are setting ourselves up for with the new coach. Dolan, Cargbo on the wings, creativity. You could maybe slow that. If Hedges gets in here, then he's fucking done nothing this week. He's just drunk the Kool-Aid and stuck with his guns. I am gone with a bit more conservative in the middle of the park. Wyman, he does seem to just get on and end of stuff. And I just think Cantwell, yes, could go in there if he's fit and available, but I don't think he has the urgency on this game. And McTargate up top for the time being, which gives us good options off the bench. Cordy Woodrow, Emmanuel Dennis, Yuki as well, all in the mixer. So good options there. Let's take a look at Norwich then, shall we? This is their squad. Decent options on between the sticks there. George Long, veteran keeper, or at least experienced keeper, but Angus Gunn will get the nod. One of our old favourites, Shane Duffy, is there. Yes, he is. Who will he be partnering? He's got Doyle there as an option, Cordoba as well, and also another ex-Rover in Brandon Cresceni. Meanwhile, into the middle of the park, you've got the likes of Boyer Sands, or no, Hernandez still there, Forson Amquanqua. I'm not sure where he has been featured in the last few games. Kenny McLean also seems to come up trumps against us. And up top, the likes of Josh Sargent, who's scoring goals for fun. Antti Sinac is an option as well, the Croatian, and then a few other options. So they've got some creativity and some, a lot of these midfielders, you'd chop your left bollock off for Nunez, Silmane, Boyer Saints, Horner Hernandez, maybe not so much these days, but Alfonso Amqua, Kenny McLean's decent. Marcondes, I thought that was a great, true bit of business there. Sorensen as well, Liam Gibbs, it's a very good midfield option. Probably that's their strongest suit, even though they have Josh Sargent up top. Going to go with this lineup though. We've got Gunn between the sticks, we've got Cresceni on the left hand side, Fisher on the right, Duffy, and then Doyle. In the middle of the park, we've got Nunez, Sorensen, and Salmane. Up top, we've got Dobbin, Sargent, and Boyer Saints. That's right. So that's my lineup. It could be completely dog shit, but it could be pretty much spot on the nose. But what about the players themselves? Who has stood out for both the Canaries and Rovers? Well, let's take a look at Rovers on the left-hand side. We've got Callum Britton, tip at the top of the table there, 7.12 average, with Danny Bart in second, 7.05. Dom Hire makes up the bronze with 7.04. Look at that. For Norwich, though, some standouts, some real true standouts. You've got Boyer Saints, 7.17, and Emiliano Marcondes, 7.14, Marcelino Nunez as well. Look at those, completely eclipsing all of our players. Josh Sargent, it must just tail off. It must just tail off because of their average rating is lower than ours. So look, but they blow us out of the water anyway. Look at that, even Shane Duffy's up there with 6.95. But Kenny McLean's there, Candor's doing the business. So the top six nearly obliterate our besides Callum Britton. So but yeah, it does seem to trail off a little bit. This is what the average rating. They have a 6.85 compared to our 6.90. We're ranked 9th compared to their 14th across the division. We play 34 games each. They've scored much more goals than us. They've conceded much more goals than us. They're averaging 1.6 goals a game compared to 1.1. Let's take a look at the ball possession there. 58% possession. So we are going to have to focus on our counter-attacking abilities. 47.7 is our ball possession stats. We have 13 clean sheets to their 5. So there's some vulnerabilities at the back. As for red cards, they have 2. We have 2. We pick up the upper hand in the duel stakes. 50.4 duels per 1. 51% are area duels. They actually boss the air as well. 52.9. It's just compared, I think, on the ground. They're lacking a little bite in those numbers. What about, of course, how the possession is spread? Well, let's look at it then, shall we? Rovers, of course, at the top of the screen. It's pretty similar statistics here when in possession. Rovers prefer both sides, the left and the right, equal measures, 38%, and when in possession, 32% of the time, they're in their own third. As for Norwich, similar stats there, 33% of their possession is in the defensive third, and they prefer the left to the right. The middle is not as much opt, so they do prefer the wings, it looks like. As for the attacking, what are we looking at here? Sorry, I think I missed a click. There we go. As for shooting, sorry, Rovers, again, prefer the right to the left, but only just, and they shoot within the 18-yard box 59% of the time. On the flip side, Norwich prefer the left to the right, and they shoot 55% in that 18-yard box. As for shots received, they're more often than not coming down the left-hand side than the right, and 35% of the long ranges from the opposition for Rovers. As for Norwich, more often than not, only just from the right-hand side shots received, and 36% outside the box. So very, very similar sort of numbers. But how are those goals scored then? Well, let's look at it. Rovers, of course, top of the graphic there, 25 goals scored through open play, 6 set pieces, 4 counter-attacks, 3 penalties, and 1 own goal. As for Norwich, this is the graphic right here. It's 41 through open play. Wow. 6 set pieces, 4 counter-attacks, 3 OGs, and 1 penalty. So open play, they're creative. They get the ball out there, they whip it around, and they create some worldy shots. So 41 goals scored in open play, ain't too shabby. As for goals conceded, 20 goals through open play for Rovers, 10 set pieces, 3 penalties, and 1 OG. As for Norwich, they concede 25 through open play, 11 set pieces, 5 counter-attacks, 4 penalties, and 2 own goals. Goodness gracious me. Let's take a look at the form then coming into this and what's in store for Rovers. Of course, coming into this on the back of that 3-0 loss to Swansea. That was a bit of a damp squib there. Prior to that, though, 2-0 win at Ewood Park over Plymouth. It's not been great. It has not been great. We've won 3, we've lost 3 over the last 6. But this is a crucial part of the season because we've got this game here. Of course, Valorant Ishmael's first. He wants to set down a nice tone. And then we've got John Eustace coming at you right around the corner. Then it's Stoke, then it's Cardiff. All winnable games. Even these couple here are winnable games. And I'm hoping, I really am hoping we get that new manager bounce right here, right now, because this is probably, on paper, one of the biggest, because these guys are not far away. Once you see the league table, a win for them to this weekend will be just 1 point between us and them. That's just another name competing for the playoffs, and we need to kind of get our teeth sunk right in there for this weekend. Anyway, of course, moving forward, Norwich coming into this on a good bit of form themselves. Just 1 defeat in the last 6. That was against Preston. That was at Carrow Road, though. On the road, though, Norwich picking up, what are we picking up? We're picking up a draw here. We're picking up an away win here against Watford. So pretty good. They've actually played, 4 of the last 6 at home. So that could be something to maybe focus in on. After this game, they'll take on Oxford at Carrow Road. Wednesday at Carrow Road, Bristol City away. So both these you could consider a playoff matches, I guess, and then West Brom as well. And then Plymouth away. Again, very sticky, tricky matches over the next 6 games for Norwich. What else do we have? Let's take a look at the form on paper then. Now, Rovers are 11th across the board over the 24. We've won 3, we've lost 3 over the last 6. We have conceded the same amount of goals, 8 and 8. Norwich, though, are 5th. Right here, right now, if the season was summed up over the last 6 games, Norwich would be in the playoffs and we would be missing out. This is the form coming into this, though. Rovers on the home side here. We've won 3 and we lost 3 over the last 6 at home. That does include the Wolves loss there. So back-to-back home wins in the league, if we want to look at it that way. As for Norwich on the road, just 1 win at the last 4, if we want to look at it like that. And they also beat Luton as well. So This seems to be losing anybody. Let's take a look at what we can expect then from the game then. Rovers protecting the lead as one of our strengths, counter-attacks, attacking down the wings, stealing the ball from the opposition, and aerial duels. So from that, you could say Rovers take the lead. It could be over. Could be a 1-0 winner. Who knows? The weaknesses, though, defending set pieces and avoiding fouling in dangerous areas. Style of play, though, is aggressive and we play in our own half. Norwich's strengths is scoring chances, creating chances through individual skill, long shot opportunities, and creating chances through balls. Weaknesses, though, aerial duels, even though it does say they've won 52% of the duels, avoiding fouling in dangerous areas, defending against attacks down the wings, defending against long shots, protecting the lead, stopping opponents from creating chances, and defending counter-attacks. As for their style of play, though, is through the middle, short passes, possession football. They play in their own half, they're aggressive, and they do have a consistent first 11. It does say Rovers will dominate in the air and score from a fast break situation and score from a wing play situation. There'll be a high number of cards shown, so that's a positive sort of forecast for the match. Well, we'll see about that in a minute. Let's take a look at the current situation over in the table then. Of course, like I said, a win for Norwich could see them move to 7th. Rovers, technically, we could be as low as 9th if everything goes against us this weekend, but we could be as high as 5th if everything goes against us. Meanwhile, the form heading into this Rovers, well, not form, but the progression. Rovers are represented by the green. It's a bit bizarre here, and Norwich are the blue. We've been steady Eddie across the board, and it would be a very, very miserable sort of anticlimax. It would be, hey, let me put it this way. It would be very Rovers-like for us to be in the playoffs the whole season, and then just to fuck it up in May and then just be outside the playoffs. That's if you're a betting man, that's the way to do it, because we are Blackburn Rovers, guys, and hopefully Van Ishmael can change that sort of mindset. Norwich, of course, have been an up and down sort of season, a bit around 10th, 12th for the most part. They have peaked as high as maybe 7th or maybe even a little bit higher than that over the course of the season. So what else have we got for you here? What else is going to happen in this weekend? Well, all kicks off tomorrow, which is Sheffield Wednesday against Sunderland. Then the early kickoffs, there's a few of them. There's Oxford, Coventry, there's Leeds, there's West Brom, but the eyes of the prize will be at Ewood Park as Van Ishmael's boys take on Norwich. I will be doing the watch along, so come here if you can't go to there. It'll be a good game. And then into the 3 o'clock kickers, we have Borough Derby, QPR, Sheffield United, Stoke, Watford, Luton, Portsmouth, Cardiff, Burnley, Millwall, Bristol City. Actually, some of these games are actually on Tuesday. So take that back. We'll reverse it a little bit. Cardiff, Burnley's on Tuesday. Millwall against Bristol City is also on Tuesday. Hull against Plymouth on Tuesday. And Preston, Swansea is on Tuesday. So, yeah, interesting sort of stuff. Quick look at the goal scorers. That's another statistic here. Scary stuff. Boris Saints is your main man, 15 goals. Josh Sargent's up there with 11. Ugh. That's 27 goals, I think, between them. 26 goals, sorry. So we've got to stop that firepower. But it all boils down to this, folks. What is my prediction for this game? Now I have it's a bizarre one. I'm going to be honest with you. It's an absolute bizarre one because we don't know. We don't know what Van Ishmael is going to be like. Of course, you can speak to a Barnsley fan, they'll give him rave reviews. You speak to a Watford fan, you give him stark reviews. West Brom won't even talk about it. So I don't know. I don't know what we have here. It is a tricky game to get your new manager bounce. If we were to win this game against Norwich, then I'll be very confident that we will start to pick up some points, because this one's tough. This one is very tough. They've got the firepower, they've got the creativity, they've got the bodies, and it looks like they're all back. All the big boys are back for Norwich, so this is going to be tough. I'm hoping Rovers, and again, I don't know. The 2 of the 3 games under David Lowe, there was still had some sort of defensive spine. We rose up against West Brom and Plymouth. We were very, very dog shit. It was complete catastrophe in the game against Swansea. So I just don't know. I hope there is some authority and some conviction by the coach here. So I'm going to go. I'm going to, again, we're sorry about this. I'm going to sit on the fence here with a 1-1 draw. And to be honest with you, right here, right now, that does okay, because Norwich are closing in on us, and it might keep us in the top 6 because of purely on the fact of the other games. I just don't know yet. We have a lot of our bodies getting back as well. Hashi's available. Tronstad's getting close. I think Tronstad is returning at a very, very good time. Hopefully he's back for Derby. I just don't think he'll be back for this one. If Tronstad is available for this weekend and fit and played at the right, we're not rushing him sort of thing, then I think we won't lose. I think we'll have that bit of the spine back in midfield to break down the midfield dominance of Norwich. So gonna go with a 1-1 draw, my fellas. Let me know your thoughts and opinions about the game, of course. We'll have the watch along, so we'll have Valorant Ishmael's first game. But until then, subscribe, smash the likes. Till then, I am out of here.